Okay, I think we might press on. We have a lot of people just joined, so we're very pleased to meet you. So my name is Raymond Kelly. I work in Teagasc, the Agriculture and Food Development Authority in Ireland, and we're the Deputy Work Package Leader for Work Package 4 of Agriculture of Data Partnership, and that deals with monitoring and support of agriculture of data, research, development, and innovation activities. So the purpose of today is to introduce the partnership to you, to give you an overview of the partnership, the role of the use cases within the partnership, and what we can provide for you and some of our requests to you. So to go through, give you an overview of the agenda here today, we're going to start with an overview of the partnership itself. This will be led by Jesper. We'll then look at the support for use cases and the expectations from the use cases. This will be my colleague Rudy. And then we will deal with the an overview of the use cases and the potential synergies between the use cases, and that will be presented by Victor. And then it will be over to you. So over to the use cases for all your questions. We're very eager to understand your questions, and we will try to answer as many of them as we can directly within this webinar. Those where we're unsure or where we need to maybe think about it a little further, we'll take them away and we'll provide you with a written response, but we will try to answer as many of the questions as possible. Um, can I ask those people that are here representing work packages to identify yourself in the chat, stating your name and the work package you represent? Rudy will then be able to add you as a presenter, so that when we have some questions related to your work package, you'll be able to answer them directly. Um, okay. So as a starting point today, we have just a few short questions on Slido. So can I ask you to either go to slido.com and enter the hashtag 5981308, or else to point your phone camera at the QR code on the screen. I'll just give you a minute to get that. Okay, so we'll go on, and the QR code is still up there on the left-hand side, and the hashtag is just down below it, 5981308. So the first question there is, what's your current understanding of the Agriculture of Data Partnership? Would you say you have a good understanding, limited understanding, or no understanding at all? And all are welcome. We're really eager to just to get to know what is your level of understanding, so we know where to pitch communication today, but also our future communication with you. Okay, so I see the votes still coming in there, so we'll just give it a minute or so longer. Okay, I think it's we have as many votes as we're going to get now. So, um, okay, so about 60% of people are saying they have a limited understanding. 37% of people saying they have a good understanding, 38% of people, and 4% of people saying they have no understanding at all. So that's good for us to know. Um, uh, it helps us to then pitch where our future communication can go. Hopefully by the end of today, anyway, the everyone will have moved up a little bit in terms of their understanding of the partnership and of your role within the partnership. Okay, so then the next question is, and this is just an open question there. So, what motivated you to get involved as a use case? Okay, peer pressure, interesting. Um, Okay, collaboration coming across very strongly there, transnational dimension, again, networking and collaboration, sharing of experience. Um, Yeah. Okay. So two very strong themes there in terms of collaboration, which I would have like also their sharing of experience, collaboration opportunities. Lots of people mentioning collaboration in one form or another, and lots of people mentioning the transnational effect, that ability to work on data across the EU, and also then very interestingly impact in around impact, social impact, visibility. Um, And then also lots of other interesting ones coming up around ethics, um, uh, interdisciplinarity, synergies. Yeah, we leave that just another minute. Um, AI projects. Okay. 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 It looks like that's stopped now. Yeah, some very interesting results there. As I said, an awful lot around collaboration in one form or another, collaboration and networking and working with other people, and then a lot around transnational work and working on data across the EU. Um, and of course, money is important as well. So funding and extra finance coming up there as well. Um, okay. Okay, I think we'll press on. Um, okay, so I'm going to stop sharing there, and we're going to go on to our first speaker. So our first speaker is Jesper Stendal. He's from the Agency for Green Transition and Aquatic Environment in Denmark, and he's the coordinator of the AgData Partnership. So Jesper, over to you.
Thank you. Ready? Are you sharing your screen? You're muted. You're ready? Ready? Sorry.
Okay, okay, I'll share my screen then. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood then. Sorry. Will you
Mhm.
share?
Okay, I'll share. Yeah.
Sorry for being uncoordinated here. Thank
Not
you,
sure.
Ray. Good introduction, and then I came and totally blew it. I'm sorry for that. And sorry, Ready, for jumping you
Not
here.
at all. Not at all. Just 1 second. Okay. I share my screen. Second. Share. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Perfect.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome to this webinar, Use Case Onboarding. My name is Jesper Stendal Sørensen. I am from the Agency of Green Transition and Aquatic Environment here in Copenhagen, frosty Copenhagen these days, in the Ministry of Green Transition. I am part of the coordinating team here in the agency. We also joined here by Anne Sophie and Mass, and then you'll probably, some of you have received emails from our fourth colleague, Eric. And we are the coordinating side of agriculture of data. Next slide, please. Overview of agriculture of data. Well, we are, if you know Horizon 2020 or the current framework program Horizon Europe, we are, compared to other initiatives, we are a very large initiative. We are running for 7 years with a possibility of actually expanding that for 10 years. We're exploring that right now. We will be running for 7 years from 2025 to 2032. We launched October 1st last year, meaning that we just entered into our 5th month of the partnership. We are on 2 contract periods, which means that we need to update not just the grant agreement, but also the SRIA, the Scientific Research Innovation Agenda of the partnership. Currently, we have 61 partners of the partnership, including all the beneficiaries, which are the biggest, by far the biggest group, affiliated entities and associated partners. We have a total budget of 300 million euros, where the commission has a 30% top up to the partnership, meaning that their part is 90 million euros, as you can see in the table on the screen. We're not just a European partnership, and this is important for me to emphasize here. We also have a partner in North America, and we in Canada, and we also have partners in Asia. So we are a partnership with wide target groups and expectation towards us. Next slide, please. Because the general objectives are also the expectations towards the partnership. Our main objective is to develop database solutions, not just for the agri-food sector, but also for the policy target group of Europe and the partners. We will enhance sustainability in agriculture, and when we say sustainability in this partnership, we mean in the broadest sense. So it's not just the environmental biodiversity and the climate aspect of sustainability, but it's also the competitiveness and productivities of the farmer, meaning their economical sustainability as farmers throughout Europe, North America, and Asia. We will do this by exploiting the potential of data, which we believe is not fully, by far not fully exploited yet, and by utilizing newly developed digital and data technologies in Europe, North America, and Asia. We will support the parallel green and digital transition stated by the European Commission. And we will also emphasize the use of the umbrella effect. And the umbrella effect, for us, this means that we will be a hub for relevant initiatives on data, on agriculture data, not just in Europe, but also in as I mentioned, in North America and Asia. Next slide, please. A bit on the governance structure of agriculture of data. Well, some of these boxes are self-explanatory. We have a European Commission up on top right. Below that, on the right side, we have the partnership coordination. Hello, that's right now represented by me. And then we have some other entities here. The General Assembly, and as in many initiatives, are the ultimate decision-making body of the partnership. They are in the power to make changes to the grant agreement. They not basically, but make amendments to the grant agreement. The strategic decision-making body of the partnership and advisory for the partnership is the governing board, consisting of all parties besides the RPOs, besides all of the universities. And the reason for this is that the governing board is also discussing the content of the external calls and the transnational projects, which is funded down in the funders board on your on the illustration below on the left side. We also have what we call a partnership steering group, PSG. It has nothing to do with the French football club. It's basically this is all the work package leaders and the work package deputies to ensure alignment across all the work of the work packages. We have an advisory board. We have just basically the governing board decided on who will be on the advisory board last week. And we also have an ethics board concerning ethical aspects of the partnership. And then we have what we call National Mirror Group. And though that the National Mirror Group's the task for the National Mirror Group is to receive and to uptake information to and from agriculture of data. This could, for example, be that we inform the National Mirror Group, the national representatives inform the National Mirror Group on upcoming external calls within the partnership. But it could also be that the National Mirror Group advise the national representatives on updating of the SRIA, basically the scientific research and innovation agenda, the backbone of the partnership. Next slide, please. We do 3 types of activities in agriculture of data. We do work package activities, we do transnational projects, which are funded by the co-funded calls of agriculture of data, leading to use cases, and we do the national funded use cases brought in by the beneficiaries. If you compare us to other initiatives, it's quite normal to have research and innovation and developments in the work packages. We don't do this in the partnership. The real developments, the implementation, the research in agriculture of data are being done by the use cases. So it's either the use cases stemming from the transnational projects, the external calls, which we translate into the use case methodology in agriculture of data, or as we're discussing today, the national funded use cases. So the use cases are not being run and developed by the work packages. The work of the work. So what do the work package do? Well, they are in line. They are here to support and facilitate the use cases on different aspects. Colleagues, good colleagues here will get back to that later in the presentation. And for us, this is a way of ensuring that the use cases are set free to basically do their best on the research side of things and actually develop the best products for the community at whole. Next slide, please. Oh, one mention here, the reimbursement rate for both the transnational calls and also the national funded use cases are 20% on top for the transnational dimension. The national funded use cases, what are that? Well, in basic, it's use cases brought into the partnership by the beneficiaries, by the partners. In many or all cases, this is predefined research projects, which are predefined in your member state or your associated countries by the parties, and they're brought into by the beneficiaries to the partnership. As I mentioned, they're partly financed by the parties because you have funding on your own, and they are partly financed by the European Commission with 20% top up reimbursement from the partnership to you. All of the use cases needs to be in line with the SRIA. They need to be in scope of the scientific research innovation agenda of agriculture of data. And the aim here on the national funded use cases is to bring them together and to strengthen the synergies, and also thereby creating transnational dimensions across all of the participating countries. Next slide, please. That's it from my side. I'll be here to receive questions. I think I saw in the chat that the slides will be good to be shared. My slides can definitely be shared. I'm quite sure the other ones can that as well. So thank you, and thank you for helping me on the tech side, Rudy.
Thanks, Jesper. No problem.
Thanks very much, Jesper. So what I should have mentioned, so there is a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. So if you have questions during the presentation, feel free to just pop them in there. We'll start to collate them, and then after the last presentation, we'll move on to the questions, and we'll take all those questions. But while they're fresh in your head, as the person is speaking, if you have questions there, do pop them into the Q&A straight away. Okay, our next speaker is Dr. Rudy Rethor, also from Teagasc. So I'll hand it over to you, Rudy.
Thanks, Ray. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray, for the kind introduction. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the AgData Use Case Onboarding meeting. I'm Rudy Rathore from Teagasc, Ireland. Myself and Raymond Kelly are Deputy Lead of Work Package 4 in AgData Partnership. So my presentation will focus on three things. First, the different work packages and their role in AgData Partnership, what AgData Partnership offers to use cases, and what we expect from use cases in return, and finally, how the Work Package 4 supports you throughout the entire life cycle. So let me walk you through the high-level overview of the work packages and how these work packages drive AgData Partnership. So we start with the strategic and management side. A work package 1 sets the strategic direction by maintaining the strategic research and innovation agenda and identifying gaps in our use case portfolio. And Work Package 10 ensures the overall coordination and smooth functioning of the partnership. Work Package 2 links AgData to the broader European ecosystem, and Work Package 3 manages a future co-funded calls that will bring new use cases. At the operational core, Work Package 4 supports and monitor and acting as a central contact point for all use cases. And Work Package 5 and 6 ensure that the use cases are built on a strong data foundations and address ethical, legal, and social consideration. Finally, the Work Package 7, 8, and 9 focus on impact through communication, policy uptake, and valorization in agri-food sector. Now, the question is what AgData Partnership offers to use cases. So first of all, AgData helps make sure that your use case fits with the bigger picture of the partnership. That means looking at the current use case portfolio, spotting the gaps, and giving strategic feedback on how your work contributes to the strategic research and innovation agenda. So AgData also help you plug into the wider European and national ecosystem. That means linking you to the relevant initiative workshops and communities, including collaboration-focused events. A partnership provides 20% reimbursement of eligible costs to each use cases, and also provide opportunity to participate in future co-funded calls, which can bring in new transnational use cases and new collaboration opportunities over the coming years. So in short, this part of the AgData helps position your use case strategically and connect it beyond the partnership itself. Moving on to day-to-day implementation support. So Work Package 4 is your central point of contact. It coordinates across the partnership to keep communication smooth and ensure that support from different areas is well aligned. On the technical side, use cases will get help with the data and tools, everything from agricultural to earth observation data spaces to identify, aggregate, or managing the data sets. There is also guidance on the models, methodologies, and data management planning. AgData also helps with the ethical, legal, and social aspects through webinars, workshops, and practical resources to make sure that your use case addresses this in a structured way. Uh, Beyond implementation, AgData places strong emphasis on impact and valorization. So, use case results will be actively promoted through communication and dissemination activities in order to increase the visibility both within the partnership and externally. AgData also supports the engagement with policymakers and key stakeholders, giving use case the opportunity to test the feasibility and relevance to their solutions to meet the policy needs. And at the same time, AgData strongly supports a uptake in the agri-food sector by connecting use cases with the farmers, industry, and value chain factors, um, and by supporting scaling market uptake and the development of the new partnerships. So together, these activities help ensure that the use case results move beyond development and lead the real world impact. Think of this as a support ecosystem that grows with your use case from getting aligned to implementation and all the way to the dissemination and uptake. So now I would like to briefly touch on what the AgData partnership expects from the use cases. These expectations are practical and closely aligned with what you are already doing. They are not meant to add extra burden. So from strategic perspective, we have asked use cases to clearly articulate how their work contributes to the overall AgData vision. This task was completed by all the use cases, and we are very grateful for your cooperation. We would like to see the transnational side of the national use cases, that one side fits for all the uses. To support the collaboration and synergies, use cases are expected to provide a clear overview of the data, algorithm, and technologies they use or produce. This helps the partnership connect similar efforts and avoid duplication. On the technical side, please provide structured information on data and models, which help us to provide better support. On ethical, legal, and social aspects are another important area. Here we ask use cases to engage in surveys, webinars, and workshops to provide the feedback so that the support offer remains relevant and tailored to your needs. Finally, when it comes to impact, we expect use cases to share results for dissemination, engage in policy and sector-oriented activities, and collaborate on data mapping and valorization planning. Across all of this, the fundamental remains the same: clear and proactive communication, participation in uh, required activities, timely reporting, and acknowledging AgData when publishing or communicating the results. So these expectations ensures that AgData works as a collaborative partnership rather than collection of isolated projects. So I will wrap up by focusing on a work package 4, as this will be your main point of contact within AgData. So we support use cases throughout the entire journey, from onboarding to implementation and monitoring, and all the way through the results and impact. During onboarding, we will help align your use case with the partnership's objectives. We will also share the use case handbook. This handbook explains AgData terminology provides an overview of the partnership and its goal, outline what AgData offers and expects from the use cases, and frequently asked questions and their answers. So it would be a written version of today's meeting. The handbook will be a living document. FAQ will be updated on an ongoing basis. We plan to share the first draft by end of this month, and it will be available on AgData website. Once your use case moves into the implementation, we will stay in close contact with you. We'll coordinate the monitoring activities and work with the other work packages to keep your administrative workload as light as possible. When results starts coming in, we will also support with the reporting and help connect you with the dissemination and valorization activities so your work reaches to the right audiences. Whenever you are not sure whom to contact, we are your first stop. You can reach us at agdata.uc.support@ilvo.be. We stay in touch with you through a bi-monthly newsletter where you will find the latest updates from across the partnership. The work package 4 team closely involved in this task are Victor Ogunbayo and Lisa Brown from Ilvo, and Raymond Kelly and myself from Chagas. So, in short, a engagement is in a two-way process. We support you, and your active participation and cooperation helps ensure the partnership delivers its real value. I'll stop here and I hand over to Raymond Kelly. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Rudy. Excellent. Look, that was very clear for me, but hopefully it may have prompted questions for you for the use cases. So if so, feel free to put them in the Q&A, and I see some of those are coming in already. So we look forward to answering those at the end of the presentations. So our next presentation is from Victor Ogunbayo from Ilvo. Victor is the work package leader on work package 4. So I'll hand over to you, Victor.
Thank you very much. I will share my screen. And, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's in full mode rather than it's not in presentation mode, Jason. Yeah, perfect now. Yeah.
So thank you, Raymond, and thank you, Jasper and Rudy and Lisa. So my name is Oluwatimileyin Victor Ogunbayo. I am from Ilvo, and myself together with Lisa, we are both leading work package 4, which is on the monitoring and supporting of national use cases within the partnership. So I'm going to walk you through the overview of the use case portfolio. But before I do that, I would like to explain to you the methodology we used in bringing in use cases to the partnership. Last year, November, we opened the application portal to receive use cases into the partnership. And during this period, we received over 100 use cases and from 12 countries. Each of these use cases were subjected into 2-stage verification process, which are our internal and external verification process. Based on the internal verification, we approved 109 use cases from these 12 countries. If you look at the right side, you will see the map of different continents with blue circle in this on this map. The bigger the circle, the more use case this country bring into the partnership. And we also have like one in the North America, Canada. They also brought use case into the partnership. Now we have received messages from some of our partners and some use cases asking for when they will receive email on their application or the approval of the use cases within the partnership. Also, we have also received a question on when the use cases content will be reflected on the website of the Agriculture of Data. We assure you that once the external approval is completed, the due process will be notified and all your use cases will be reflected on the website. Based on the internal approval, we have 5 criteria to approve use cases into the partnership. And the first one is to check how aligned your use case is to the objective of the partnership, which is highlighted in the strategic research innovation agenda. I'm going to speak more on this in my next slides. Then we also look at the nature of the funding you are bringing into the partnership. Is it fully funded? If it is yes, we check if there is no form of EU funding in the funding you are bringing. If there is any form of EU funding in the funding you are bringing into the partnership, then it will be automatically disqualified. If your use case is not fully funded, it also will be disqualified. And also, we also look at how the relevance of your use case beyond the national level. How impactful is your use case across or in other side, outside your country, which we consider to be transnational character. And also, before your use case is considered, you must be a beneficiary of the partnership. All of these 5 criteria must be met before you can be shortlisted in the first internal approval. Then I would like to give you overview of the mapping and the potential synergies we have identified based on the information use cases provided. Based on the information provided, we've been able to map use cases as to where they address, what they are using or bringing into the partnership, how and who these use cases is going to meet. So we look at which sector is going to benefit from these use cases, or which sector is this use case active in. The second part is to look at what kind of data are you using to carry out your activities, and also what kind of data are we going to receive, or are you generating with your activities. The third part is to look at how aligned is your use case to the objective of the partnership, and what are the solutions that this use case is bringing to achieve the implementation of the strategic research innovation agenda. And the last part is who is going to benefit from this use case, which is the stakeholders and all the end users. In the next 2 years, we are going to explore more to see the areas of input, output, and long-term value. So we still consider these other areas as potential point of collaboration. Just to give you more picture on how many of these use cases are participating in which of the sector and which sector are we working with. We've identified 5 sectors where use cases are spread across. We have from the screen, you can see we have the livestock animal production sector, we have the fruit sector, we have the dairy sector, we have the arable crop sector, and we have the vegetables sector. From the chart, you will see that over 75 use cases are working in arable crop sector. In the same vein, you will see that we also have over 20 use cases spread across different sectors, apart from the 70 sectors. So if you are working in any of these sectors and you would like to collaborate or synergize with other sector or with your sector, be rest assured that we have over 20 use cases for you to collaborate with. Then we also have the kind of data. Which kind of data are you generating? Which kind of data are you working with? We have over 7 various kind of data that we have identified. The machine sensor, the farm management information system, we have the test and experimental facilities data, we have the models, micro data, we have the public administration data, we have the earth observation data, we also have statistic register data. From the chart, you will see that we have enough use cases using this kind of data to address or to develop a solution for their project, their use case is trying to achieve. So from this side, the least sector or kind of data generated is the public administration data. And we have over 20 use cases working or generating that kind of data. So Coming into the partnership, you should be rest assured that we have more than enough um, possible use cases that you can possibly collaborate with. And the last part, which is very important to us, is the core research and innovation activities. The core research innovation activities are the activities that are targeted to meeting every challenges that this partnership is trying to solve. And we have this, I've put this link. My colleague, Lisa, will put the website, the link of the website on the chat. You can download this document on the Agriculture of Data website. So if you go to the Agriculture of Data website and you download this document from page 26, you would see the core research and innovation activities that the partnership is working with. And these core research innovation activities are divided into 3 core teams: the data technology and the data management. The second is the database solution for sustainable agriculture. And the last one is a database solution for policy making and for monitoring, to push valorization, also to ensure that technologies are developed, and also to ensure the access and uptake of innovation management within the partnership. Just for you to have a look at how use cases are spread across these core research innovation activities, you will see from this side we have use cases that are spread across these innovation activities. And the list that we have is 2 use cases working on these innovation activities. I know you are looking at 3.121, 3.22. These are the number that are designated to each of these research activities that has been done in the partnership. Once you go to the website again and you start from page 26, you will see that we have used a number to identify these research activities. So when you say 3.21, 3.21, they are talking about activities that is addressing these challenges. Should in case you would want to collaborate with any of the in this area that we have identified, please do well to reach out to us, and we're going to put you across to the person responsible for the use case you want to collaborate with. Now that we have established the initial mapping of these use cases that we've done from our side, the ultimate goal is to ensure that use cases that are working on similar topics can collaborate together. Now, from the short question that we had earlier, I saw a lot of people mentioning collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. So we are working towards ensuring that all use cases collaborate together. And based on this, we want all use cases to maintain active engagement. We want you to participate in every webinar session, every workshop, every meetings. We also want you to go to Agriculture of Data website, explore the website, and see where you can possibly collaborate. The second point that we want you to know is to also to take advantage of the clustering activities. Now we have been able to cluster this use case based on the sector, on the kind of data, and on the core research innovation activities. So we want you to take advantage of that. And the last point is to demonstrate willingness to share knowledge. When we connect you with use cases or when you cluster you together, please be willing to share your knowledge and resources. Lastly, the ultimate goal of Agriculture of Data is to ensure that we put into better use and reuse of data for society, environment, and economy to increase, and also to increase the capacity for monitoring and policy evaluation, and also to build a sustainable and resilient environment for agriculture in Europe and in the global at large. Yeah, thank you. So I would like to pass it over to Raymond.
Thanks very much, Victor. Excellent. Again, that was all very clear to me, but hopefully it will have prompted some questions from you, from the use case leaders. So get those in the Q&A, and we'll answer those in just a few minutes. So we just have two more questions on the Slido. If you still have the Slido open, or if not, you can point your phone camera at the QR code there in the top left-hand corner, or just go to slido.com and go to hashtag 5981308. So our next question is, what are your expectations from the Agriculture of Data Partnership? So what do you expect from us? What do you hope to get from this? Um, so this will really help us in terms of because this has to be a mutual endeavor. If you're providing things for the partnership, we also want to make ourselves useful to you and make it a positive experience to be part of the partnership. So yeah, so we're very interested. Okay. So dissemination and collaboration, and I think
Okay.
yeah, that's an area where we should be both of those very strong. Um, Synergies, exploitation of data. Okay, this is really useful and really helpful for us in terms of framing um, our interactions with you. Okay, so coming through very strongly there, collaboration again, which was came through in the earlier feedback as well. So collaboration very important. Dissemination coming through very strongly. Um, and then around the synergies, which I guess is also kind of following on from collaboration and exploitation of the data. And again, that reflects some of the comments from earlier around the use of data across the EU and transnational activity. Um, Unified data infrastructure, exchange knowledge, data symphonies, um, harmonized data across domains, progress on fair data sharing. So um, unified data infrastructure. Okay, very interesting there. And policy advice. Also, yes, so you will have seen there's an entire work package there on providing input to policy. So it'll be great to see engagement with that. Um, Policy impact and interoperability. Um, okay, find new partners. That's very interesting as well. That is something, and that kind of leads on to our next question. So we'll just give this maybe another minute or so as the answers are still coming in. And then we'll move on to the final question that we have for you on Slido. And then it's your turn to put us under pressure. Okay. I think we probably have all the answers we're going to get there. So thanks very much for that. Again, as I said, that really helps us in terms of how to move forward and how best to support you as use cases. So the next question is, would you be interested in a future in-person meeting with all of the use cases? And that kind of ties back a little bit to some of the comments there around collaboration and finding new partners. So something we are interested in doing is organizing an in-person meeting between the use cases, so to foster networking and collaboration between you, but also potentially for you all to find new partners for funding applications, whether they be directly through Agriculture of Data or through Horizon Europe or some other route. So okay, yeah. So the votes are coming in there, and I won't show them yet, just in case it kind of influences it. But yeah, okay. It seems to have slowed down now. Okay. Okay, right. Overwhelmingly, 93% of people who responded said they would like an in-person meeting with all of the use cases. So look, that's very positive, and that's something we'll take on board and look to organise that to the future, we'll take that away and try and figure out the best way to do that. And we might even come back to you with looking for a little bit of feedback on what would be the most useful form that could take. But that's a really positive statement there. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and we're going to start looking at the questions. So uh, I should thank my colleague in ILVO, Lisa Brown, who has been managing the questions there in the background and collating them. So there are a few questions in that focus on the financial reporting. So I think, Jesper, are you going to take that? So what would be the financial reporting? And someone said the funding wasn't fully clear, and then they weren't fully clear on the financial reporting. So maybe you could take that, Jesper.
Makes sense. Yeah, I can take that. You can hear me, right, Ray?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I saw the questions. I strongly encourage you to to read the emails we have distributed in the middle of January for all partners concerning financial reporting. There you will find a lot of information, and the information you have received are also basically edited for you. So you're ready to do the financial reporting in the spreadsheet specifically for your organization. We sent out the emails on January 15th or 16th. Concerning Carol, I saw your question in the chat. I have just checked, and you didn't receive it directly, but either Isabel or Louis from INRAE has this information, so you should be able to receive them the information from them. If you haven't received, if you're a use case, if you're a researcher doing a research, if you're a researcher performing a use case, sorry, and you haven't received the email on financial reporting, it's likely because we have sent it directly to the overall coordinator of your university, of your research performing organization. If you have questions on who have received the email, you can contact us directly. If you know who to contact, please do so. Ray, I think that's the easiest answer to the
Perfect.
financial reporting because we can, otherwise, I think this webinar will go in a direction where we
Yeah.
It's not really fruitful for everyone. So look through the information we have sent out. If you have questions on the information we have sent out, we are more than happy to answer directly on email or take an informal meeting on this virtually.
Perfect. And I should say as well, Jesper, that the good thing about these questions that are coming in is it gives us a steer on where the handbook needs to focus.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can include in the handbook also when that comes out. We'll be able to know, okay, there's some queries on the financials, so we need to also include that financial information that's gone out by email. We need to include that in the handbook. And again, as more questions come in on that, we'll update the handbook. So the handbook is going to be a live document that gets updated as your questions come in. Okay, so the next question is on is there an expectation to share actual data from the national use cases? So I'm going to ask Jose Aldana Montes to come in on that. Jose, are you there? Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, but I was mute.
No problem. So sorry, the question is there an expectation to share actual data from the national use case?
We are expecting to share actual data. We have several use cases. In the several use cases, we are providing both processes open data and value ledgers of data about this above this processes open data. But we are not sharing producers' data. Okay, is what you were asking me?
Yeah, look, I think
We
that
are sharing valuable data, but not private data, but data produced by the use cases, not specific producers' data.
okay, 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 Jonathan. So, look, hopefully that answers your question. If not, you can come back in with a supplementary. We'll take that as addressed. Is there an overall overview of all the use case deliverables or reporting deadlines? I think again that's something it's a good question and it's a good prompt for us to pull that together and include it in the handbook. But I don't know, Victor, do you have anything else to add on that?
Yes, we have overview of this deadline, but one thing I will just point out is that every use cases that we have in this first phase have deadline of October 2027. When we finish September 2027, when the first phase elapses. So all deliverables, the deliverables can come before the end of the first phase or at the end of the first phase, but they cannot come later than September 30, 2027. But yes, we have overview and probably to also made available or be included in the handbook as well.
Okay, excellent. Um, okay, and can someone tell me how many use cases are joining the webinar at this moment? I don't. We've 81 participants. Some of those are from the work packages, of course. I don't know, Riddy, do you have an overview of roughly how many of the use cases have joined today?
Not
Or
really. It's very difficult to say because the participants are involved, all work packages, and task leaders, and also the use cases. But uh, overall, I think around 35, 40 use cases have joined in, but maybe
okay,
there should be more use cases as well, but I'm not sure. I can't at the
okay,
moment. Thank
perfect. Okay, and we see all 12 from, I guess that's University of Copenhagen are here. Um, okay, so what would be the exit strategy if a use case cannot contribute to AgData as suggested in the use case proposal? Example, the use case funding was discontinued or the staff were no longer available. Um, is that for you, Jesper, or for
Yeah, I think
Christian?
so. That's on me. Um, because Robin, good question. What I can say is that each use case provider, each organization are responsible for their own use cases, meaning that they are responsible for that the content side lives up to the content of the SRIA and the costs are eligible. If you, as a use case provider, as a partner, as an RPO in many cases, are not able to fulfill your proposed use cases due to, let's say, you're a researcher finds a new job or anything, then it will basically mean that the use case will not be part of Agriculture of Data's portfolio and the cost already derived are not eligible. For you as a partner, it's not a big risk. For us as a consortium, as a partnership, this is a big risk if a lot of use cases, if this is a situation for a lot of the use cases. So we will actively monitor you, and that is also the work of work package 4 on Victor and Lisa and us in work package 10 to monitor this. So my message here is, as long as you're in line with the SRIA, as long as there are no double funding from the EU, as Victor mentioned, and you're living up to what you proposed, then you're basically eligible and everything is good. If you're not able to deliver on that, then it's more of a risk for the partnership itself than it is for the organization performing the use case. So we have flexibility there. But that's also, and that's basically coming back to my point before, Ray, sorry to jump in, on the financial reporting, because I forgot one important aspect here. As I mentioned, we send out email for everyone in the middle of January for all partners. And the first deadline to fill in this this template is for the end of month 6, meaning the end of March. And we need to do this each 6 months of the partnership to be able to have an overview on how is the cost actually being derived in all organizations. And the reason for this is what I just mentioned. We need to have an overview on the cost and the total cost of agricultural data and how much budget we have actually spent. So the next deadline is that after month 6, after the end of March, you need to fill in the financial reporting and send it back to us so we have an overview. March this year also marks the end of March, and going into April is also Easter time. So I'm telling you right now, don't wait to after Easter. Don't wait to April to begin planning the reporting. And I'm especially looking towards those big RPOs, which have many use cases. It needs to be coordinated between many use cases. So please start thinking about and start preparing for the financial reporting.
Thanks very much, Jesper. And the only thing I'd add to that is if you think as a use case you're in trouble, so if you get an inkling that your funding is going to be discontinued or staff no longer available, or there's some way that you're running into trouble and not going to be able to deliver, the sooner you let us know about that, the better. So, I
Exactly.
mean, in some cases, there's just nothing can be done, and that's the way it goes. But the sooner we know about it, the better. So that we can try and kind of de-risk the situation.
Yeah.
As Jesper said,
Can I can I
yeah,
can I
sorry,
add on there, Ray?
yeah,
Because you just pinpointed the sooner the better. We will not be mad in any capacity, but we will not be happy if you sit on information that you have already known that it will not be running due to, I don't know, staff being not there in your organization anymore, or anything like this. So please let us know. And when I say us, we mean Work Package 4, Victor, Lisa, Redi, Ray, and or the Work Package 10 and the coordination. Let somebody know, and we will redistribute the information between us.
perfect. Okay, thanks. I see Jonathan is back in there with a statement and just following up on around sharing the data. And he says there's issues around data ownership and embargoes that need to be considered, and this will impact what data we could share and when. And I think that's totally understandable. I think anyone would take that as a given, really, when you're dealing with data, especially from use cases that are nationally funded. So I think that's understood. Um, I'm going to take that just as a statement rather than as a question. Just looking for a response. Okay. Will there be an option to update information delivered by the use cases through the portal, example, deliverables or contact information? An option to update information delivered by the use cases through the portal. I'm not sure I followed that exactly, Anne.
I think I think I can translate that.
Okay.
We received all of the use case proposed via the tool provided from Jülich in Germany.
Okay.
So I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure that's what Anne is asking about. So basically updating either the new researchers or change in scope a bit or anything. Victor, Lisa, have you thought about? Yeah, Victor, I can see you. Sorry.
Yes, it's possible, and I think Christian is here. Christian can also say something.
You're
But
coming. I don't know. On
hmm?
my side, you're coming through very
A little bit
very low
faint, Victor.
volume. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me now? Can you? Let
It's
me
okay, but it's
let me bring it closer. Okay. So what I said Christian is here, he can also say something to that. But from our side, I mentioned something about the external approval, which means that during this process, we might still come back to all use cases and request that they provide us like additional information. So during this process, the portal will still be reopened, and we we gather more information during this process. We might still come back to you to ask for more information. I just want to point that out. But I would like Christian to say something since he's
Yes, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you very
Okay,
well.
hi.
Thanks, Christian.
So yes, I can open it anytime. But I think we should open it in a synchronized way. So once we have feedback from external feedback, what needs to be maybe included on top, then we will open it for everyone. It's fine. I already have requests to open it because people want to update budget information, so we can do that anytime.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Christian. Okay, so from the University of Copenhagen side, it is likely that we will not have spent a significant portion of the allocated funds yet as the financial framework is still not fully in place. Could you please clarify whether these funds can be used after the first 2 project years?
Very, very good question, Ida. The short answer is we don't know right now, but tomorrow we have a virtual meeting, and Thursday next week, me and Eric from the coordination traveling to Brussels to discuss many questions with the Commission, including this. So what do we do with the second phase of the partnership? What do we do with year 3 through 7, including overlapping period and especially potential of overlapping budget? Because we need answers on this. We need some clarification on this. How do we do this? We will try to seek the more flexibility for the partners and for the partnership, the better. So we will try to have basically the reporting being done over the whole 7 years and not just the first 2 years. But we need to discuss this, and we need to have it in writing with the Commission. So we are very much aware of this, because it's an issue. Yeah, that's all I can say right now. We will let you know when we have the information on how to do this. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jesper. How is the digital exchange of documents and digital collaboration planned? For example, MS Teams beyond emails. So, can you let us know, Jesper? Are we planning a SharePoint or?
Yeah, we have set up a Teams channel. Basically, we have also asked all of you to share your email, your contact information for us to give you access. We need to appoint access to everyone. So you need to share this with us. You can find it in the newsletter we sent at the end of January, and also the newsletter before Christmas. There should be information there. If you have further questions beside this, then please let us know.
Thanks, Jesper. Will the information be circulated to everyone when the portal is reopened? We have budget information to update. I assume that's a yes, Christian.
Yes, of course. I mean, we will contact all the people who submitted use cases, so the primary contacts, and we can also the partner contacts. So everybody will be informed.
Okay. That is all the questions we have for the moment.
I can see Lisa's hand has raised her hand, Ray.
Okay. Lisa.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
We've also received some information that some use cases are not receiving our emails from the AgData support email. So if you also haven't been receiving any emails, you could also send us an email with your email or drop your email in the chat, and then we'll definitely add you to our list.
Thanks very much, Lisa. Okay.
And yeah, that's basically also from our side. So Lisa and Victor are doing a good job on informing from the work package 4, from the use case perspective. From the overall coordination from our side, we strongly encourage you, if you need to have colleagues or you need it to be added on to email list, please contact us. We will try to do our best updating the contact list. Right now, I think the contact list consists of at least 300 persons. So you can also imagine that it cannot be perfect all the time. We try to, but I don't think that's realistic. And on the other hand, don't hesitate to forward to redistribute information to your colleagues. We strongly encourage this. And An example could be the financial reporting. Please share this with your colleagues.
Excellent. Okay, that is all the questions I can see coming in here. And we do aim to make the most efficient use of your time possible because we will have some requests for you, but we want to not to waste any of your time. So, yeah, I think unless there's anything else coming in, we will go ahead and close the webinar now in the next minute or two. So I just want to remains for me to say thanks to Riddy and Victor for all the work involved in organizing the webinar. Um, the To Lisa in the background here, who's been managing all the questions and helping me out with all the questions, to Jesper and all the work package leaders for joining and answering the questions, and most importantly to you for joining the webinar and for engaging so constructively in it. So we look forward to I think we'll send out an email following up on this, just addressing anything that we haven't had a chance to address fully in the questions here, and maybe with a summary of the questions and the presentations. And Riddy will be following up then with a draft of the handbook hopefully by the end of this month. And do remember that the handbook is a living document, so as you send in questions, as you query us, we'll be able to update it and make it more specific and more valuable to you. So please do stay in touch with us. Okay, thank you.